Yeah. Instead of doing the transformer protection, we are doing generator protection. And this generator is wide connected. Wide connected, very simple. I like the example that he has covered in the lecture notes is delta. So delta is hidden. When you have delta, you must put Y. Yeah. So there are issues with that, but this connection is very simple. Yeah. So wide connected generator, that's this guy. And we want to protect the generator. This is you protecting the generator. It's connected to a 230 kV system. This is a 230. Yeah. Through a delta Y transformer. Yeah. So this delta Y. Yeah. So delta on the left. So you know delta means the zero sequence current cannot go over because delta will be kind of loop, cannot broken. You remember the transformer ground zero sequence circuit? There's an issue that is broken. Yeah. And then you have Y on this side. It's called delta Y. 33 on the left, 230 on the right. Yeah. Because the external system is 230. The system parameters are given in the figure. So the system parameters refer to all these values. All these are system parameters. Okay. The positive and negative sequence impedance are the same for all components. So this is called positive. This is called 0. So it says that I don't write negative. It means same value. It's just lazy. But it's xg2 is equal to 0.3. Yeah, SGO is 0.4. Yeah, that's what it meant, positive and negative. So in other words here, for transformer, the positive, negative, and zero sequence all the same value, 0.15. Yeah, it's always the case. And this thing is XS1, S for external system, is 0.05, then XS2 also 0.05. And this guy is 0.1. Yeah. So keep that in mind. Yeah? So this is how they specify all the parameters already. And the differential protection, so this is a CT connection, but the control circuit not given to you. Control circuit is here. I already point out the control circuit in the lecture note. So we are not showing this, but it's understood that eventually we are going to connect the left and right restraint winding as well as the operating winding. The details are already in the diagram. So I hope that part is clear to you. Yeah. Select the CT ratio. So CT ratio means the ratio for this guy. Just now the problem, you have 60 on the left, 100 step down by this much. So is this going to be the same? We don't know. We have to do calculation. Yeah. So this is our job here. In this case, the voltage rating is the same, so you expect the two the same. Yeah. Because this is the 3 kV. This is not a transformer, so we cannot change the CT ratio. Yeah. So we do the CT ratio, determination of CT ratio by computing maximum load current. Now once you know the maximum load current, you can figure out the CT ratio, similar to what you have done in the last tutorial. So to compute the maximum load current, you must use the maximum rating of the S. The S value you need to consider. Yeah? So we are basically using this. If you substitute for maximum, you can figure out the maximum load current. That means you load your generator up to the maximum. That's the meaning of maximum load. Okay? So we will start solving the problem by first doing the first part, determining the CT ratio. So how we do it? Very easy. We compute the maximum load current. How do you figure out the maximum load current? You figure out by applying maximum load. Maximum load means since we are doing for the generator, through CT, must say, how do you load your generator in such a way that you get maximum load current? Of course, you make the generator pump up 150 MVA. That's a lot. That means at rated voltage. Rated voltage means the 3 kV. Rated current, how much? That's what we are doing. The rated current is the maximum load current because the generator is pumping up maximum load. So rated voltage, of course, the current will be rated current. Rated current is a load current. So the generator is doing load. This is a load, right? You are drawing power from here. So it's the loading that you apply to the generator. That's why we call maximum load current for the generator. So maximum load rated voltage. So current you compute is maximum load current. Yeah. So it's using this formula, nothing special. Just consider magnitude, no phase angle adjustment. And then you get 2624, right? So based on 2624, I hope that he has an agreement with you how he's going to supply you with the data. But basically, we will go through the widely used CD ratio, and it's on page 70 of his lecture notes. Yeah, this page. Yeah. So you will see from here that we cannot use 250025 because that will be too low. Yeah. If you use this, that means under normal load, even maximum load, it will start tripping. We don't want. So you must go higher than that. So it's 3025. Yeah. So it's the next higher one. So it's 3005 that you must stop. Because our current that we compute is 26 something. Correct now? Yeah. Okay. So with that understanding, this is why we are choosing our CT ratio to be 600. Because 3000 or 5, the other side is always 5 because our relay is designed for 5M operation. So 600, yeah. So that means later on when you compute the current on the secondary side, the prime current, you must divide by 600, yeah. Now we do some adjustment because we have been given these parameters. So we want to do everything per unit because the values given are in per unit. So you want to do in per unit. So you must choose the system base that you must use. Unfortunately, the bases don't agree. You can see these are based on 100 MVA base. 0.15 is based on 150 MVA. 0.4, based on 150 MVA. Oh, we got here. There are two types. One is 150, one is 100. So you decide. Professor Wampa wanted to do 100. Of course, we have no argument with that. But if I'm going to do, I will choose the larger one. Yeah, because I always told you why we choose the larger one. Oh, of course, in this case, it's 150. The difference is very small. You are not going to see very big number. Yeah. If you have a case like tutorial 5 that we did, or tutorial 6, can't remember, there's one, I think 2000 or whatever, and the other one very small, something 100. So then you will see a big change. In this case, it's not much. Yeah. So here I've chosen to use 100. You can also go home and do 150, no issue. You will get the same thing, except that your intermediate values will not be the same. The final answer will still be the same. Yeah. So he had chosen 100. Yeah. And then he compute the base current for this because this generator become the focus point. We have to do all the calculation. The 4 also on 33. Yeah. So you can see this is an internal fault, F1 is an internal fault, F2 is an external fault. You are asked to do 2 types. So they are all on 33. That's why the 33 kV, the base current, becomes very important. Because later on we are doing fault current calculation in per unit. Later on to adjust it in the actual current, we must multiply by the base current. So we are actually doing ahead of time to compute the base current for 33 kV. Yeah? So since we have chosen SP to be 100 MVA, so this is 100 converted into kVA. So K and K get cancelled because this is the 3K, so you get amps, not kiloamps. Yeah? Because we already added 1000, multiplied by 1000. So keep that in mind. Maybe we just write it here, so that later as we do, we know that we have assigned base current of, we already computed base current of 1749.5 amps. This is our base current in our calculation. Yeah. Next, we do conversion. Since this one no need to convert because this is already system MVA. Professor Wangpen has chosen system MVA of 100, so no need adjustment. So can you see from here that this is a system value S1. He used the N for new because after transformation we are changing our base. So this SM1, SM2, same value because this negative sequence also same. This is a negative sequence, 0.05. 5% means 0.05, so no change, no adjustment. But these two guys, these two devices, the values need to be adjusted. Adjust by what? Yeah, here. This, our formula is BB square O over BB square nu, but the BB square O and nu no need to multiply because they are both O1 is 33, nu 1 also 33. This is the O value. We did not write the 3 for the nu because we understood it's nu. That's why he also lazy did not write. But you must know what you're doing. The nu is 33, right? So you don't put 33 over 33 whole thing square. At the end of the day, it's still 1. So what for writing this? So you will do the other part that is SB nu over SBO, right? So the other part no need BBO over BB nu square. No need. Remember the conversion table that we have used many times already. But this time you should know. We start from day 1 up to now. Yeah, and you must know this. We are very lazy. We don't write the formula anymore because by this time you don't know what per unit solve out. I think I feel as an instructor to teach you. Spend so many hours. Yeah. So this is conversion. So we have converted every value. So this converted the generator. Both the positive sequence, negative sequence same. Zero sequence is this line. Transformer, all 3 values the same. Yeah. This is a typical way of what we do and have it transformed into the new base. And new base means SB equal to 150. 100. He wanted to choose 100. So only 150 need to change. This one only. Yeah. After that, then we come back to the question. It say that do it. Sorry, look at the wrong problem. Do it for the single phase to ground fault. It's a line to ground fault. So we assume that phase A. I think typically, of course, you can do phase B too. In this case, we just assume that it's phase A. Yeah. So phase A, line to ground fault, the circuit you remember, right? So this is a pre-fault voltage 1. This is the total equivalent transformer, equivalent, what they call the damping impedance, looking at a fault point. Yeah. So the fault point is here. This is the internal fault to the left of the CT. To the right of CT is external fault. Because we say internal is whatever protected under this zone, including a little bit on here and the generator winding and a little bit here. Right? This one will be external, but whatever it is to the circuit, as far as circuit is concerned, because CT has 0 ohm. Yeah. So internal external to here is only this point because the CT is here. CT has 0 ohm, so we don't consider the 0 ohm. So whether you consider F1 or F2 doesn't matter, it's the same. Yeah, you understand the way we draw a circuit. So as far as the circuit is concerned, it's the same because you consider these 2 points. Even though it goes through the CT, but CT has 0 ohm. If it's 0 ohm, doesn't matter. So it's this point. And then we start putting the equivalent circuit for this guy. Yeah, this has no ohm, but it goes through a generator positive sequence. So this circuit represents positive sequence. This is a negative sequence reactance. This is a 0 sequence. So you will notice that positive and negative same, except that in the positive sequence you must insert the voltage source. Yeah, that's the only difference. The value wise also the same because he has this assumption. I think assumption is spelled out here. Positive and negative the same. Yeah. So that's why value wise, if you start take this out, look into the Thevenin impedance, look into take this out, suppress the voltage source, you see there are these two circuit, positive sequence circuit, negative sequence circuit, the value is the same. Thevenin equivalent circuit is the same. So you notice that Thevenin equivalent for positive sequence and Thevenin equivalent impedance for the negative sequence exactly the same. The only thing different is when you draw the positive sequence, you must insert the voltage source. Negative sequence is no voltage source. But in terms of impedance value, they are the same. And how do you compute the impedance value? It's very simple. Yeah, it's given here. As you notice that it will be this parallel, that series first parallel. So that's why here on the right, series. He's doing for this same. So it's ZPN1 plus ZSN1, and we already suppress the voltage source, so it's 0 ohm. Yeah. So on the right is this. On the left is suppressed already. So your parallel means multiplied for the numerator. Denominator, sum of all 3. Right? The formula, you know the parallel formula. Then you substitute the value that we have transformed under the new basis, you get this after substitute from there. Okay or not? Yeah. Then this one, like what we have said, because it's delta y broken here. Can you see it's broken here? Yeah. This one, I think you have to consult his transformer table for the zero signal. I think at one time I also show it to you. So I don't want to go back to that table again. It's there. Yeah. So this is the Y grounded. Yes, it's support. So that's why on this side there is a current here. Yeah. So you can see there's a zero sequence for this system, and this is transform zero. But delta, the zero sequence current cannot come out. Yeah. So you will see that it's broken here. So when you compute the zero sequence by looking into here, take it out, it has only this value. This one is outside because it's not connected. That's why this value is the same, which means it is the same value as this guy, 0.04. Yeah. So with that, and then we are trying to form for the line to ground fault, and in line to ground fault, all three sequence reactances connected in series with 1 per unit here, short. Yeah, that's what it meant. Okay? It doesn't say about the rated voltage, but if a value not given, you should assume that VF, which is a pre-fault voltage, to be 1 per unit. Yeah? So I think he did not specify this VF, but we can assume it's 1 per unit. So we are going to compute the I0, I1, I2. All the three currents are the same. Yeah, why they are the same? Because the earlier circuit, say line to ground fault, they are all in series. So can you see that they are all in series? I1 equal I2, I0. So the three values are the same. And these three values will be equal to this voltage divided by the three reactances that you have computed. So this is the formula. So we have actually add up. There are two that equal ZT1, Thevenin 1 positive, and Thevenin for the negative. They are the same. That's why it's true. You add up and substitute. You get 2.28 per unit. Multiply by base current, and multiply, I already told you ahead of time, base current we have figured out, and you multiply by this 17 something, 17449, you get this value. Okay? So once you have that, then we can compute what is the current coming out from the generator. So coming out from the generator is IG1. IG1 will be this current, IG2. Coming out from this is the generator, this is the transformer. So we already know the value here is something like close to 4,000, right? 39 something, right? And these two values are the same. So you want to compute the current IG1 or IG2, they are the same. You use current division. That means use the opposite reactance, divide by the sum of reactances, multiply by 4,000. You get this current. Yeah, that's what we are doing. Yeah. So you notice that for positive sequence IG1 and negative sequence current IG2, they are the same. That's why you see here, they are the same. This is current coming out from the generator. That means to support the say positive sequence current of 4,000, 39 something, right? 39 something. How much must generator supply? And the value that is supposed to supply is 1741. Whereas the other side, that means you have a fault here. So how much supply here and how much supply? Apparently this supply 1711. The other guy supplied even more. Yeah. So that's what it meant, 1711. Yeah. The other guy will probably supply 2282. These two value added up. This is coming from the system. System means here. So this guy has to supply more. These two value added is equal to that. Something like that. That's what it meant. Yeah. And the zero sequence current is this amount because there is no sharing here. You refer to this circuit, you know that. The generator will supply all because this guy supply nothing. It cannot go through. It's delta. Delta cannot, so it cannot. So this side supply all. Yeah. So that value will be something like 39 something, close to 4,000. Yeah, it will be this value, 3993. Yeah. Okay. Then later on we compute the phase A current. Yeah, knowing the individual component, the zero sequence positive, positive and negative sequence, we can compute the total current supplied by the generator. That means phase A, because there is going to be phase A circuit, phase B circuit, phase C, and we are going to bring this to the restraint winding. So we have to figure out how much the current coming from that side. Just to give you kind of why we are computing this is because we try to do this. This circuit. We want to compute how much current for phase A, and later on we will also compute for phase B, phase C. No need. We assume they are the same, but we're doing IA, so you have to use I0 plus I1 plus I2 to compute. Because just now we compute the sequence current, so now we want to compute the phase A current because no need to compute phase B. Phase A enough already. So this is what we are doing. So we are changing from sequence current. These are sequence current, and then we are compute for phase A coming out from generator. And so you can see this. Remember the matrix that we have done. We are computing phase A. So we will first row 1 1 1. So 1 1 1. Still remember? Yeah, because I think this component is sequence current, and then you have A matrix. Then you have compute phase A, right? I hope you still remember. So that's why it's 1 1 1. Yeah. So it's 2 times because these two the same. So you get 741415. And the CD ratio we already computed. Both are having 600. So you divide by 600, and this will be actually should not be the same variable. It should be called prime. But we know what Professor Wang Peng meant. He actually tried to compute the secondary side, which is 12.36. Now we compute the from this side. We have just finished the calculation on this side, so we want to know how much the current from here. Yeah. So this will be using the current division, but no need to do already because we already figured out how much the current. So the I1 will be the 39 something like 4,000. You subtract this. In fact, this and this added will be the total, right? 39 something. So this will remaining coming from the right. So just to get you into what we argue here is now we try to compute IS1. We already know this, right? 28 something. This we know 3993, right? So we use this minus that gives you this. Yeah. Likewise for the secondary side, for the negative sequence current, also the same. That's why the primary, the positive sequence current, that's the first circuit, previous page. Secondary, the negative sequence current for the second circuit is the same. So that zero sequence, nothing because you saw the broken, right? So this side is broken, so it's 0. Yeah. And this is also the phase current, phase A current coming from this side. So you must use the 1 on 1, but this guy is 0, so it's 2 times 4564. Yeah. And then divide by 600 will be the current. Just now we compute the secondary side, which is 12.36. Now the secondary side coming from here, but it's supplied from here, and it's 7.6 amps. Yeah, divide by 600. Okay. So now you figure out external fault. External fault means here F2. Yeah. So F2 means the generator will supply from here to here. So both CT see the same values, right? And this, of course, it will be another current that come here. So you will see that the true fault current IFGA is 12.36 because we already computed 12.36 here. But since the fault is here, the CT will see the same current as this guy will see. So you expect this guy, the secondary side, also 12.36. This is for the left, for the right CT, also 12.36. Then when they come to the restraint winding, because they are flowing the same, I think the lecture note, I don't want to show you again, but it's the same. It's the same current. Remember, they have this operating and then 2 restraint winding. They are in phase. So it will be minus, and the operating current will be the one that goes through here. It's 0 amp. Yeah. Are you following what I'm saying? If not, I'll show you again. Yeah. Because I think sending back and forth very headache for me. So we got 12.36 here, 12.3 something, same value. So at the end of the day, this minus this, this is for external fault. That means fault that is not within the bound of the city, that means something outside, you get zero current. Next, you compute the fault within its control. That's internal fault. So internal fault will be this value. You will see that actually the current here is still same direction, but this current will be coming back. So the two must be added. If you add it will 12.36 plus the 7 point something that you computed, 7.6 that you computed. So these two will be added together, it will become almost 20. So this value will be big enough to drive your this what they call the operating winding and the level too. Yeah. So this you can see the current is huge. Yeah, 20 amps. Yeah. So this is the one that same diagram again, except that you notice that for internal fault, the arrow will not go this way, it will come here. So the two value will add up to about 20. So the relay will start tripping. Okay, so I think we are done now. Time is also up. Yeah, Professor Wang will upload